What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
What is going on, Big Shot Bob? How are
Nothing.
you, Mr. Horry?
I'm good. Just missed you guys, man. It's like when we don't talk, I'm fiending. I'm like, where the fellas at? I need someone to talk to. I got nobody to talk to.
I need to rub somebody's face in this Georgia-Alabama game, and I don't know who to do it to. Yeah.
I wasn't going to do that.
Oh, you sure were. Don't even start with that.
Hey, I'm glad because that probably been one more. I would probably lost that bet. No, yeah, I lost a bet because I took Georgia in the points.
I would have taken Georgia in the points too.
Yeah, so man, they look good. I was like, what the hell is this?
You know what it is? It's Georgia, man. For some reason, Alabama, no matter where they are in the universe, shows up for Georgia. It doesn't matter what's. You could lose to Vanderbilt, you could lose to Florida State. Doesn't matter. They'll show up for Georgia every time.
Hey, watch, we're going shit the bed against Vanderbilt this week.
Oh God, dude, it's on the picks list. We'll get to it later in the show. It's on the picks list. I'm already dreading it.
Oh my goodness,
already dreading it. How was everyone's week, man?
Yeah, it was good. Kirby Smart 1-7 versus Bama.
Yep.
And the one that counts though counts because it was for the title. But still, that's that man is. It's like I don't know what it is about Alabama. Nick Saban doesn't matter. Kalen DeBoer, just that A, man. That Alabama A is like it's kryptonite.
Yeah. Man, my weekend was good though. Celebrated my anniversary, so that was good.
Oh, well, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, thanks. So we just, think about us. We've been together so long. Like, what we want to do? Let's just go to dinner, come back home, and lay in the bed and watch TV.
Damn straight. That's exactly what you should do.
So, but the thing is cool about my wife, so you want to, just go to the Catalina for the weekend, because I've never been to Catalina. I said, let's go to Catalina weekend, do some spa and chill. She was like, nah, I don't want to waste the money. She's like, I'd rather stay at home.
Good for her.
Yeah.
The Catalina wine mixer?
Fucking Catalina wine mixer, baby. Step Brothers, brilliant movie. We had the week off. I was out of town. I was out of the country. Enjoyed the cruise. Had fun. We have a running curse in our family that somebody always gets sick on the last day of a cruise. A few years ago, it was Shannon got COVID the last day of the cruise. And this year it was my daughter who just got like a little stomach bug thing and couldn't keep anything down the last day of the cruise. And I'm just like, oh man, now it's my turn. So we're not booking a cruise anytime soon. I'm not getting sick. I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah,
that's so weird.
Like a family curse, man. Last day of the cruise every time.
B-Harp, have you ever been involved in anything like that just seems to always happen to you no matter what?
Nah. I don't think I've ever. Not that I can remember. No, I don't think so.
Right, well,
you don't have like a family curse or anything?
Yeah. When I was in college, is if we played in the NCAA tournament and if it started like the day or whatever before spring break for us, out of the 4 years we lost 3 years, and 1 year we didn't lose, and that's my sophomore year. But my freshman year we lost to USA. Then my next year we lost. We went to Sweet 16. We lost to Loyola Marymount. Then my junior year we lost to Arkansas. Then my senior year we lost to North Carolina. I'm like, damn, why do we always lose right before spring break? I'm like, maybe because we don't want to fucking play or practice no more. Let's go party. I don't know.
It's the curse of pre-spring break.
Yeah, the curse of pre-spring break. That's exactly what it is.
Well, we have a lot to get to. Media Day yesterday. I have a ton of stuff from down for Media Day. Harp, I know you went to Media Day, didn't you, for the Hawks?
Yeah, I went to Media Day. Yep. Okay,
so we'll talk about that a little bit when we get to the Hawks stuff. You don't, Rob, you don't do any of that stuff, do you?
No, I'm. Okay. They say I'm too. They can't afford me to go to Media Day.
They can't afford you. It's a good problem to have. Yeah. It's just the right kind of problem. We will talk about all the stories from Media Day. We do have college football picks, and then I've got like a little bit of a Media Day mixer game to play later with everybody, so that should be fun. Just stories that came out of Media Day and give us some stories and trivia. So ESPN did this thing I actually thought was pretty cool, and I thought it was worth discussing because I don't really give them a lot of credit, but I'll give them credit where it's due. This was a good piece they put together. They had kind of like every team in the league coming into Media Day, like one big question. What's the one big question about a lot of these teams? Now, obviously, we're not going to go through all of them, but we'll go through the ones obviously that are pertinent to our ecosystem and, you know, the teams that we cover and we work with. So, of course, we're going to start with the Lakers. Their big question was, and then I want to pick your brain about Lakers Media Day and stuff, but their big question was, will this be LeBron's last season with the Lakers? And here was their write-up. The Lakers went 15-8 with both LeBron and Luka Doncic on the court together to close out the regular season. With the West projecting even stronger than it was last season, will the Lakers' all-world tandem and supporting cast be able to keep LA near the top of the standings in what could be one of LeBron's last go-rounds? If they aren't winning, will James be content to finish out the season in LA? Interesting questions.
To me, that question is not it's a stupid question. And what I mean by that is I think sometimes you forget how much money LeBron makes. And you can't just say, all right, LeBron, we're going to ship you off. Because can't nobody afford him, number one. And then number two, I don't think he's going anywhere just because his daughter's doing good here. His wife's doing good here. He's really close to his other son is going to Arizona. Now he playing with Brian. It's too many factors for him, knowing the family man that he is, that he's going to say, all right, I'm going to go to, let's say, New York because they got a good chance to win the East. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's fine and he's going to end his career here because think about this. We talk about Shaq. We talk about all these great players that moved a lot. You know, you think about it, every player talks about their legacy. If LeBron moves again, that's too many teams for him in his legacy. You think about Dirk, you think about Tim, you think about Kobe. These are legendary players that kind of stay with one team for a certain amount of time. And I just don't think he's going to want to move again. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think the writing, in a sense, was on the wall when he signed with the Lakers back in, what's that, 16, 17, one of those years? Yeah. When he decided to go to the Lakers, I think he kind of already put that out there that that's where he was going to retire. LA was where he was going to retire. And because you started hearing him talk about or hearing whispers about things that were bigger and more than basketball. You know, you start talking about, you know, where your kids go to school, you know, Savannah being happy, all other business ventures. You were starting to see LeBron literally set up shop there and say, this is where I'm going to be and this is where I'm going to retire. So regardless of what the Lakers are doing, the Lakers are already showing you that we on Luka time now. Everything that we're doing, we're centering around Luka. The DeAndre Ayton signing, that's centered around Luka. Now we're putting other pieces around him, other defensive pieces. Marcus Smart, we'll see what else he has in the tank, but that's a defensive piece that you put around somebody like Luka. So everything the Lakers are doing is Luka-centric. LeBron is something that he's never been in his career, another piece. He's a bona fide piece. He's a superstar piece, but he is another piece right now for this Lakers team. He is no longer the focal point and center of attention. So he knows that, look, he's untradeable in a sense because who's going to take him for, what, a season?
If that.
Maybe two? Nobody's taking on all that money on their books for a rental of LeBron James. And you're getting a really good version of LeBron, but you ain't getting nowhere near the best version of LeBron James.
No, but he's still in great shape and he's still playing very good basketball.
Yeah.
He is, but fortunate
that doesn't
enough
mean
for
anybody's going to want to pay for him. You're right. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not for a season. So all of this talk, is he going to stay? Is he? Ain't nobody, he doesn't have a trade. Nobody's going to want to trade with the Lakers for a LeBron James for a season.
Okay, so aside from him not being in LA, do we have any inclination or thoughts that maybe at some point he announces this is his last year? Or do you think he's got more in him?
I think he has more in him. I think, he handed around, adding one more son to the list.
Well, he said something. He commented on that on Media Day. He said he's not worried about Bryce's timeline. He's like, I'm on my own timeline.
Yeah. But
now, how much of that is truth or just him doing Media Day bullshit? I don't know, but
Yeah, I think for me, when you look at the way he's playing, he's still playing at a high level. I think, most players, like for me, when going into my last season, mentally I was fried. So I knew I wasn't even trying to make it to another season. And then when I got midway through the season, I'm like, oh shit, I'm feeling good. I might want to do it again. And as they're close to the end of the season, I'm like, man, I don't want to do this shit again. And I think with LeBron, that's what it's going to go. You know, he always talk about his mental focus. I think that's what it's going to basically come down to, him going through this season and seeing how he feels. And he probably said, you know what? I got one more in me because I want to do it for the fans and I want to do it for myself. But I don't think this is his last season.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think I've always said I believe he wants the farewell tour. So that's something that I think he would announce in the offseason, that it would be his last season, so that he can start that farewell tour from game 1 to game 82. So
I was almost half expecting for him to say something in media day.
Yeah.
Like, I was almost half expecting to hear, I haven't talked about this yet publicly, but this is going to be my last year.
Come on now. And when sorry to interrupt, B, but when he gets ready to do this, it's going to be just like the thing when he went to Miami.
The announcement.
Yeah, he's going to have an announcement. He just go, media. By the way, fellas, I'm retiring last season. No, he ain't going to do that. No. He's going to base something around. And you know what? And I appreciate when you're that great, you should do something like that. You should just say, hey, you know what? Let's do what I did when I went to Miami and give this, raise some money for a charity and give it to it like he did last time. I appreciate that.
I think it's going to be more of a well-produced, cinematic type of announcement.
That seems to be the MO these days, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I
think piece.
Right. As much as he uses social media, I think he gets a production team together and they create some video, some great cinematic, well-produced video, announcing that this is going to be, whenever that may be, announcing that this is going to be my last season. So I think he throws it up on social media before the media gets a hold of it.
They carry him in like Aladdin and Prince Ali, where he's got elephants and shit and dancers and do that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. A part of me expected for this to be his last year, just because there's a lot of things that line up great for this to be his last season. To have the All-Star game in LA this year, and it depends upon some investigations, findings, I'm sure, whether or not that stays in LA this year. But
hey, they just go across the street. They ain't got too many things already set up.
We're fine. Yeah. We're fine. Well, let me lump a couple other Lakers topics in here that are on the sheets as we're talking about them. Media Day. This was my favorite moment of Media Day. They got Westside Connect, our buddy Dalton Connect, talking to him about LeBron James.
LeBron's right over your left shoulder there. He is turning 41 in a few months. Crazy to think about that, huh?
Damn. Thank you, Dalton Connect.
That was my boy Brez.
Hey, that's that Don Cheadle and Kevin Hart moment.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle said, "I'm turning 55." Kevin Hart, damn.
Hey, but it's so weird though. I saw someone on IG the other day and it was talking about how many players are left from the 2003 draft. Was that his draft?
LeBron's?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was cool because LeBron's on the left from his draft. Chris Paul's on the left from his draft. And PG-13's on the left from his draft. It's crazy. And I'm like, damn. And they talked about Kevin Durant's draft. I think it's like 7 guys left. And I was like, damn, I played against LeBron, played against Chris Paul, I played against Durant. Damn, them guys old.
Y'all old, man.
Because they played against me. Y'all old.
That's old heads.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got the announcement, that was late last week, that they extended JJ.
I didn't understand that one.
I'm a little confused. Didn't he have a 4-year deal?
Yeah, I'm like, you just had 1 year on your belt.
You're through 1 year of a 4-year deal, so why extend him? But he's extended through the 29-30 season now or something.
Yeah, it was 4 years.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But it's almost like it was something in that contract, like, oh, you on a 1-year trial basis. If you do good, then we'll extend you for those other 3.
We'll go ahead and give you a real contract.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little weird too to see that extension. I'm like, all right.
Hey, that sounds like one of those lawn deals or forest deals or whatever Kawhi deal is. Hey, we got new ownership. Yeah, we got new ownership coming in. We're going to extend you before they know what the hell's going on.
We'll get you under the table. Just create an LLC and just bam, the sign. We'll cross that bridge a little bit later too, because we got audio from Kawhi at Media Day and the Clippers and stuff like that. So some stuff to talk about there. But yeah, the JJ extension, I didn't 100% get that. All right, Harp, you were at Hawks Media Day. Let's talk to this question from ESPN on the Atlanta Hawks. Are the Hawks and Trae Young ready to contend in the East? And here was the preface of this question. With teams such as Boston, Indiana, Milwaukee all expected to take a little bit of a step back because of injuries, Atlanta decided this is the time to strike. In the East, the Hawks went out and acquired Kristaps Porzingis, Alexander Walker, Luke Kennard, that Jalen Johnson returning from shoulder surgery, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Richer continue to develop. He may have, Trae Young may have the most talented roster around him yet. Is this the time for the Hawks?
Well, I mean, one thing, this is a weird year. It's an exciting year, but it's a weird year because the Hawks are the third youngest team in all of basketball. And they have to take advantage of what the East looks like right about now, with no Halliburton, with no Tatum. A lot of guys are going to be out for the rest of the season. So it's they have to know how to balance having patience, because this team has not played together. Their first practice is today. This team has not played together at all. So you got to manage tempering expectations plus seizing the moment. So it's going to be a very tough balance of the two, especially from a fan base perspective, because they're coming in here looking like, oh, all these other guys are hurt from these other major teams in the Eastern Conference, and the Hawks got better. We need them to be a top 6 team. They've been in the play-in the last 4 years, and they've got bounced the last 2 in the first game. Fans are sick of that. So you come into a new year with a lot of new pieces, and you got to kind of temper expectations in the beginning because they're still going to be gelling and building that camaraderie, while at the same time, at some point in time, saying, okay, when are we going to put our foot on the gas of this thing and continue to move forward? Oh, and also, Trae spoke about this at Media Day. The Hawks have not offered him the extension, and I don't know if they're going to. So this is a very much, let's see how this thing plays out type of year, not only for the team, but for Trae Young as well in his future.
Yeah, I think the Hawks aren't going to offer him an extension, just for the fact that, you look at this team, it's very questionable. You got a lot of young pieces. Like you said, they're one of the youngest teams in the league. But how are you going to gel like OKC? You think about it, OKC had a very young team, very inexperienced team. They went through a lot of hardship. But, they had, with Trae on this team, he's the old head on this team, sort of say, him and Porzingis, are they going to be able to mesh together? Because you think about, Porzingis hasn't really fared well with guards that dominate the basketball. You think about when he first came in the league, he was a man because nobody dominated basketball. Then you went to these other teams, you had guys on the wing that dominated the basketball. You kind of was like the third, not even second, maybe third or fourth choice. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he can, mesh, and if he can stay healthy, because that's the key. He has not been healthy in the last 3 years. And now he's we called him the unicorn when he first came in New York, but
that horn been broke for a minute.
Yeah, that horn is really broke. And so this is a young Hawks team, and I think with them, I think the biggest key to me is Alexander Walker. I think he's going to be a big key, because now you got 2 guys on that team who can lock people up. So it's going to be up to Trae to get other guys involved, and so it's going to be interesting to see what the Hawks can do this year.
And that's another thing you talk about. That's the irony in all this as well. You talk about key guys in the Eastern Conference on other teams being hurt.
Yeah.
Well, attrition has visited the Hawks every single year and has not been kind to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to hope that your own guys on your own squad stay healthy. Like you said, Porzingis has battled his injuries and his illnesses. Jalen Johnson is just getting back. You're hoping that you don't have to deal with any more major injuries throughout the season. It's a long season, and guys get nicked up and they get bumped up and things of that nature. And so you're hoping not only do those guys stay healthy, but everybody else stay healthy. So not only are you worried about everybody else, now you got to worry about your own team. Hell, we got to stay healthy if we're going to continue.
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm looking at this team. You know what this team reminds me of? It reminds me of 2 teams. It reminds me of how OKC is constructed. And you think about it, you got one dominant scorer on the team and a lot of other guys that can score when needed, but they're not that type of guy that needs to, base their game off scoring. And Trae Young is Allen Iverson back when they had the Sixers. You look at this team, everybody was niche, really good defensive players, okay offensive players, but they had that one top-notch scorer that could carry everybody else. This is what his team. So Don't be surprised this Hawks teams finish like second or third in the East.
So somebody, I was talking to another media member at Media Day yesterday, and they brought up a stat that I did not think was true until I went to go look it up. The Hawks, I think average height, they are the tallest team in all of basketball. On
Seriously?
average height.
With Trey on that team?
Yeah, but you think about it, Jalen is 6'9". You got a lot of long, lengthy wings.
Yes.
And guards out there with I think they said that they labeled it to where they had it backwards. So they went from number 1 being the shortest on down to 30th being the tallest. They should have done it the other way. Mm-hmm. So Hawks were number 30, which means they were on average height. I believe they said the tallest team on average height in all of basketball, which I never would have thought.
Not in a million years.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Wild.
So that's interesting. So as far as size on the floor, you hope the Hawks defensively can get better, but everybody has to stay healthy.
Right.
It's just what it is.
I think too, if you're ever gonna be serious as a Hawks team with Trae Young, this is the year you got to do it. Yeah. You got a down east. You got a pretty good roster. You've added a lot of pieces. If you can't make this work now, then you're right. They ain't going to give him an extension. They're just not going to offer it to him because this is it. Like, this is the gamble year. This is for Atlanta Hawks management. What can you do with all the pieces we've given you? And maybe they fit, maybe they don't, but you've got a pretty talented roster around you. Now you got to do something with it.
And you just got to, and you have to see, can you take advantage of what the East lacks with all of these others. Now, all those teams could turn out and do pretty well and overcome some of those things. Of course. But if I had to guess, I don't think Boston's going to significantly overcome a lack of Jason Tatum. I don't think Indiana Pacers are going to significantly overcome the loss of Tyrese Halliburton. No. But they could play well.
Don't forget about Miles Turner.
I was going to say Miles Turner too.
So that was the Pacers go from first to last.
I'll tell you what, and that was the next question on the list. For the Indiana Pacers, what should be expected of the Pacers this season?
Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing, man. They say we just want to finish this year, get it healthy, let some guys get better by putting more more on their to-do list and just play better and get better. So when Halliburton comes back in the next season, that we can be full steam ahead because dog. I don't see.
You think it's just a straight up write-off year for them?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I don't think anybody goes into the season with the attitude of just write it off.
A write-off year for them could be fighting for the play-in.
Dude, no, they ain't that good.
Really? You ain't got to be that good to fight for the play-in in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you could back in with a losing record, man. You win 35 games, you might be in the
play-in. Hell, did you hear what I just said a few minutes ago? The Hawks been in the play-in the last 4 years.
But you know what? Let me take that back. You think about Siakam. Siakam, it's going to be up to him to carry that team and Nembhard. So I take that back.
Nembhard's pretty good too.
I take that back. I'm sorry because. With Tyrese Halliburton being out, you're going to have Benedict step up and not be crazy and get thrown out of fucking games. And so, but I think they're going to be small in stature. So they're going to have to play really up-tempo basketball. And you forget with their coach, they got a great coach. And so, no, I take that back. They're not going to be the worst. They'll make the playoffs. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would like to see them at least be in a play-in conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they'll make the playoffs. I guarantee you, this is how they line. They're going to start Nembhard at the point, and probably Jackson. Was it Jackson? Isaiah Jackson, the guy who him at the 2, Naismith at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and Toppin at the 5. They're gonna go small. That's gonna be their starting lineup. Yeah, and go from there. Watch, they go because you gotta think about it. Who in the NBA is big? Nobody.
Apparently the Hawks.
Well, also,
Hawks.
The Rockets are big.
Yeah, but they played them twice, so you got to worry about them.
Yeah, I saw eBay talking about that lineup. Yeah. With setting them up that way.
Talk about a wingspan on that team, boy.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
this team is gonna be all right next year. I take that back. I'm sorry, Pacers fans. When I look at the lineup, y'all gonna probably be a 4th or 5th seed. So
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have them in the playoffs?
I have them in the playoffs. Now that I look back and look at the team. Because his team is very capable. Because even though you lose Tyrese Halliburton and Turner, Miles Turner, all he want to do is shoot threes down the end of as he got throughout the season. You replace him with Toppin. Halliburton is going to be really hard to replace.
He's tough.
Yeah, with the way TJ McConnell played in the playoffs,
He
that
played
has
great.
given him a lot of confidence. And I think Nembhard, yeah, they'll be all right.
And they're a team full of guys that loved overcoming expectations last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time you sold them short, they found a way. Now, yes, a lot of that had to do with Halliburton, but they're just one of those scrappy teams, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're a scrappy team. And by the way, you mentioned Miles Turner. Did you guys see the thing that he said? What did he say at Media Day? Something like, now that he's in Milwaukee, he's happy to be with a team that celebrates him. And I'm like, man, I don't understand that, because I'm like, I'm fairly certain he was pretty well loved in Indiana. Like, they really liked him. That the fans and the management didn't want to see him go. And now he's kind of like, well, it's nice to be celebrated. And I'm like, huh?
I know what he means by that.
Okay, explain, because I'm confused.
Because for the last 5 years, he's always been in trade talks. You think about that. He's been in trade talks way back when he was trying to send him to LA. So I think sometimes guys get that messed up, like, oh, they don't love me because I'm always in trade talks. No, when you're in trade talks, that means somebody wants you. You're not being trade talks. I mean, nobody wants you no more, so you got to worry about it. So I think that's what he's trying to be like. Someone's like, okay, come to us. We're not going to trade you. So that's the whole mindset. I think that's the way I'm taking that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I hear that, and I understand him feeling that way now at Media Day, a few weeks before the season actually tips off. But we all know, yesterday ain't always like today, and today ain't always like tomorrow when it comes to sports, where things can change in an instant, because if they don't start off well, or they're not playing well, and Giannis is disgruntled again for whatever reason, guess what's going to come up again?
Trade talks.
Oh, them trade talks that you didn't like Indiana having with you over the last so many years? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Milwaukee ain't got no loyalty to you. You just got here. You flew here. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't even got a place. You're renting an apartment. Yeah.
So you're complaining about a team that you complained about a franchise putting you in trade talks who you've been with your whole career. What you think a team gonna do with for you when you've been there a couple of months and things aren't going well? The same thing. So I'm just saying, it is a business. I understand everybody wants to feel wanted. Everybody wants to feel desired. Everybody wants to feel needed. Yeah. And a franchise will do all of that if they feel as though things are going well. And if they don't, it is all of a sudden now it's a business.
That's going to be a tall team though, Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think about Giannis, Turner, Kyle Kuzma. Mm-hmm. That's their front court. So that's going to be a tall team.
All right. Well, we'll see how in Milwaukee shakes out. I think it's a matter of fit. He's got to find a way to fit in that scheme, in that lineup too. So if he's struggling to fit and find footing, and he's making all that money, yeah, you're right, Harp. Guess whose name might show up again?
Hey, because the way he plays just like the guy he's replacing, so it don't really matter.
Okay. And then the last question I wanted to bring up, we'll move on to some other stuff here, because I do want to get to some of the Clippers stuff. OKC. The question was really simple. Will there be a championship hangover? The Thunder return every rotation player from the team that won the championship 3 months ago. Their three best players are 23, Chet Holmgren, 24, Jalen Williams, and 27, Shea. The best team in the world realistically should only be getting better, but will we see a championship hangover from OKC?
I don't think so. I just think because they're so young and they don't get this is going to come out crazy, but they're so naive that they don't know. You know what I mean? They're so young, they just playing off like energy, spirit, and love that they don't know they're supposed to have a hangover. So I think they'll be fine.
Good. I mean, they were on the cusp the year before, and they've been getting better every year. So I don't feel like this is I feel like teams, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like teams that have the championship hangover are teams that kind of charge in out of nowhere. You know what I mean? A team that gets hot at the right time, makes a deep run in the playoffs. I feel like OKC has been there. Like they've been on the cusp. They've gotten better. They've improved. Everybody thought they were going to be great this year. They turned out to be really exceptionally good. So I don't necessarily see a championship hangover. Can they repeat? I don't know. There's too many factors there, but I feel like they're definitely going to be a top seed in the West probably again, right?
Oh, yeah, they'll be up there.
I don't know if they'll be the top seed, but they'll definitely be up there.
Yeah, because
I think they will be the number one seed.
You think they're going to get number one again?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't argue down on that one.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really fight with that, but yeah.
Yeah, but then again, you look over at that Rockets team like, like I don't know.
Well, and that's just it too. And that's we talked about this before too. The West just got better in a lot of places. So whatever advantages you had last year, I think a lot of teams made moves to compensate for that. Try and find ways to knock you out of that spot. So,
and here's the thing about this Rockets team. Obviously basketball is not played on paper, because if that was the case, there have been multiple teams that would have multiple titles already.
True.
Everything's going to come down to how KD meshes with this young team. I know they traded away a lot of young talent, but this team is still relatively young, or still really young, to be honest. And KD's the elder statesman. People have always made a big deal about KD's leadership ability and what that looks like, and can he lead a team to an actual title? And so once again, here's another opportunity that KD is in to lead a team, not just be part of a team, but to lead a team to championship contention. So it just comes down to how those young guys kind of mesh with him.
I totally forgot. They need a point guard now with Van Vliet.
Van Vliet gone for the season.
Yeah, he gone for the year.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Who's going to run point for them? Because you look at this team and you're like, who's going to run point? You're going to depend on Holiday. Who you going? They got no point guard, man. This is going to be crazy because you can't run Reed Shepherd there. So it's going to be interesting, man. I'm like, damn, because that was their only point guard. If you look at that team.
Dalton Connect coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That would have been would have been a good spot. That would have been a pretty good spot for somebody like Chris Paul.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Another leader.
In hindsight, yeah.
Yeah, but now that obviously, yes, Van Fleet is out, but that's what I mean. Guys can get hurt at any point in time, and the trajectory of whatever your season could look like can change because of one injury.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, and a guy that can still lead and put guys in positions to succeed, and a guy that can help Kevin Durant, Chris Paul would have been a really good guy there.
Because they don't. It's like, who? Man, if you look at their lineup, like, who? They got no point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should
I
be
guess when you got someone as talented as KD, you don't need one, huh?
Well,
he covers up for a lot.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does make up some ground for them, for sure.
He covers up for a lot.
All right, so let's touch on the Clippers. I wanted to play. So I don't know how much of the Kawhi I really want to play. I do want to play this one though. Lawrence Frank, who's I guess the president of basketball operations for the Clippers. They asked him early on. This is Ramona Shelburne from ESPN. You can hear her question in here, and his response is just, it's beautiful.
Has Dennis Robertson, Kawhi's uncle, ever asked for any extra benefits that wouldn't be allowable under the NBA salary cap directly to you? There's been a lot coming out about his asks.
Yeah, look, Dennis knows the rules, Kawhi knows the rules, Mitch Franco knows the rules, and we know the rules.
Is that a yes or a no, though?
Yes, we all know the rules.
Oh my God. What?
He still didn't ask that question.
Dude, what are you? Yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That is the I didn't answer the question answer to a question.
Oh, yeah. Well, he did answer the question. He answered his own question. He didn't answer hers.
He made up a question and answered his own question. Do we know the rules? Yes, we know the rules. It's not what I asked you. But yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty.
Guilty.
It's like, why not just say no? We never asked anything. We follow everything to the letter. Whatever you want to ask, you can ask us, and we're prepared to answer. And then Kawhi, I feel like, made it 10 times worse. Because then Kawhi got up there, and Ramona Shelburne asked him the same. Did you get, what do you feel about this deal, about this no-show contract and all this stuff? And he called it clickbait journalism. He got up there and he was like, I don't really pay attention to the clickbait stuff. And I'm like, somebody in his camp.
Clickbait.
I was like, somebody in his camp had to tell him, dude, I don't care if you know who Pablo Torre is or not. The dude spent 7 months digging in on this. It wasn't a story he slapped together in an hour and just threw up online to get clicks. He's done 5 or 6 episodes now about this. More documents keep coming to the forefront. More incriminating stuff keeps popping up, and he just kind of wrote it off as clickbait. It's like, dude, if I'm up there, I go, I did a deal with the company. I did what I was asked to do. I fulfilled whatever obligations were asked of me. And for that, I received the compensation I signed for. Anything outside of the realms of that, don't ask me. I did my job. And he didn't. He like really sort of, I didn't get paid. And, I didn't get all my money. And, I think I did everything I was supposed to do. And it was just a lot of Kawhi. And it was a lot of like he was just, I don't know, it was so awkward, and I don't know, man. For me, he made it 10 times worse because it's like, dude, just say you did what you were supposed to do and move on. And he just they're all of them are just dancing around every question they get, and it's kind of a bad look for me for the Clippers. I'm
sick of hearing of them.
I'm tired of
hearing about them. I'm tired of hearing about them.
I will tell you what, though, I've watched every episode of Pablo's podcast. That every time he drops a new episode with new information, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. And I watch it, and every time it's a little bit more damning. And I'm like, he's just every time they go, he's making a lot of this up, or this doesn't count, or Mark Cuban's fighting with him about health, and he goes, okay, here's a shovel, go ahead, dig yourself a hole. And man, every time he's got like documents to back up everything he's saying. So it's a big story, but I haven't heard anything as far as the NBA investigation goes.
I know it, right? They just said, "Oh, we investigating it." So
that's it. That's all you heard. And I figured, knowing this was going to be media day, they should. For me, it was like, doesn't the Clippers PR team get with people and go, "All right, here's how we're going to go at this"? And it doesn't seem like they did. It just kind of seems like they were like, "Hey, just don't talk about it. Just fine. It's fine. Just tell them you don't pay attention, and we're good." And it's like they didn't have a whole lot of answers for anything.
Right.
But I didn't expect them to.
Has anyone ever asked Doc about this?
Why? Because he was there when
he was a head coach.
He was a head coach? No, but I've seen Ty Lue's name come a bunch.
Yeah.
People asking Ty Lue, and Ty Lue's got like...
like, dude, I wasn't here. That would be my answer. Like, dude.
I wasn't the coach when you signed this guy.
Hey, how does he say it? Wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I guarantee you there was probably no actual basketball question asked.
Oh, no, Clippers of course not. Day. No, it was all about this. It was all about this because this is the big story right now. Everyone wants to know how this is going to shake out, but I don't know. Not a great look for them. I'll mention one more thing from Media Day, then we'll move on to a couple other things. Giannis, we mentioned the Bucks earlier. Bucks owner Wes Edens was talking about Giannis's future with the team. He said, quote, "I had a great conversation with Giannis in June. He made it clear he's committed to Milwaukee, and he likes having his family here." An hour later, Giannis goes, "I cannot recall that meeting." We never had that meeting. What is this guy talking about? I have no clue what he's talking about. And then he said later on, he goes, "I believe in my teammates. I believe in the people around me. I believe in the moves that the organization's making." But like when the same question was asked of Jokic at Media Day, like, why didn't you sign your extension? He goes, "Wasn't really a priority for me this offseason because I plan on being a Nugget forever." And everybody, and the whole thing went away. And no one mentioned it again. But in the Giannis thing, it's like management says one thing, he says another. I like what they're doing, but I'm not willing to say that. And it's like, he will not hedge his bets about staying in Milwaukee.
I think with the Joker, that lies. He knows exactly what to say to just say, "Oh, I'm gonna diffuse this shit right. I plan to be a Nugget forever. I plan. Now I will be, but I plan."
Yeah, and we know the thing about plans.
Yeah, you make.
I plan to be. Now I want to hear a guy say, "I will be," and they're like, "Yeah." Nah, watch. He going. Let's see. Where in the? Let's see. I just went to the horse tracks this weekend. So
what are you looking at?
Joker, just come on out here. You can bring your horses over here to California. You and Luca can team up, and yeah. Then you can go to the horse track. So come on out here to the Lakers, man.
Do you think that's even a realistic possibility?
Nah, I'm just joking around.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I think everybody would want to see that.
Yeah,
I really do. Non-Lakers fans would hate it.
Yeah,
but Nuggets fans would hate it.
Yeah,
most of the world would probably hate it, to be honest. But I'm telling you, I think that there's. If that were ever to happen, it would blow up the NBA. Like people would the entire focus of the league would go to the Lakers.
You see what happened when Luka was all of a sudden traded there?
Yeah, everything changed.
You just no one saw that coming.
No, and it was the story for weeks.
Think about that. Them two teamed up in LA. Oh my goodness.
And I'll tell you what, new ownership group. that isn't afraid to spend money, that isn't afraid to go into the luxury tax. I don't know if you can just say, no, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they go, hey, we're going to spend what we got. We're going to defer his contract like we do with Shohei. Pay him until he's 90. Yeah, and get his ass in here.
It's not, altitude's good. Weather's great. Horse tracks are here.
Yeah.
All the things you like.
You're just selling him horse tracks. I love that. You're selling the horse race.
Well, basketball is his second or third love. So,
yeah.
I mean, you might as well try to appeal to his first love, which are them horses.
He loves them horses, man. Get you some horse track. All right. And then the only last thing I wanted to play, I just love this audio. The Jimmy Butler, Buddy Hield back and forth of return. And they got him at media day. Jimmy was up finishing his media thing. And he kind of turned, and Buddy was waiting to go up on stage next to him, and Jimmy and him and Buddy just get into it on the stage.
Knew it. I can just feel the evilness. I know it, bro. They don't even want to talk to you.
I heard you talking, though. Trying to check on
But did you hear the nice things I said about you?
What did he say about me?
Nothing. That's why you didn't hear it.
Can you wrap this shit up, please?
Just the two of them. That's like a big brother, little brother relationship that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
Buddy and Jimmy.
You know, the thing about Buddy Hield, he has a great sense of humor. You can tell he plays with a joy, and so would Jimmy. You love when guys play hard, but also has a joy for it and knows how to understand that this is just a game and there's more to life than just basketball. So I love it.
I love their little back and forths, man. That's funny stuff. All right, let's jump ahead. Let's go. College football time. Let's talk about it.
What's the records?
I'm under 500.
Not by much, though. Not by much. Rob's 8-7. B-Dog's 7-8. And your boy here's 11-4. So
I got to start keeping up with this. I think you pistol whipping us, man. I don't know.
No. I'm being fair. I am being fair. I will tell you, I'm the only one on the show that picked Indiana. Indiana whooped. I mean,
they
whooped
beat the
up
hell out of them, boy.
on Illinois. I mean, just eviscerated. It was like 63-10 or something. It was just.
I think like 56 to 10. You know.
Whatever it was. It was ugly.
Yeah.
It was a take you behind the shed type. Let me just wet at it.
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing behind the shed, but it wasn't good. It didn't work out for him. All right, so let's do this week's games. We took last week off, so we had a rest.
I'm going perfect this week.
All right, we got 4 games. We're going to start with Kentucky at number 12, Georgia. This is noon on ABC. Georgia's laying 20.5 points. What do you guys think about this?
Give it to me. I'm going to tell you why.
You want it? You want all that
give me
smoke?
That. Because after losing to Alabama, this team is going to be pissed. And you always, when a team like this loses to
at home,
a rival at home, or people you can call them a rival, and loses at home, that next week they are going to be absolutely pissed off. And I think, hey, Kentucky, you're the next one up. You get to deal with the thrashing that is the Georgia Bulldogs. That is going to happen to you. So I'm gonna take Georgia.
I'm going to take Georgia, too. And I think one thing when you come to talk about college football, sometimes they look at how many points you put on someone's head. And I think Georgia's going to have to pour it on and put some points upside Kentucky's head. You got to stay in that running, man.
I'm taking Kentucky. I'm not taking them to win the game.
I got you.
I think Georgia can beat them by about a couple touchdowns, maybe 17. But I don't. So far, I haven't seen Georgia throttle anybody this year outside of who the hell did they play? Austin Peay. No, they struggled against them. They played somebody that was like
somebody big.
Yeah, it might have been Kent State or somebody that they hung like 56 on them. But every other game, I have yet to see Georgia just lay it out on somebody. So I'm going to go Kentucky just for the points. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I don't know if Georgia's going to cover almost 3 touchdowns. So I'm going to go against you. I'm going to say Kentucky. All right, number 9, Texas at Florida in the Swamp, 3:30 ESPN. Texas laying 6.5 points. So Florida's a home dog in the Swamp.
Manning scares me, man. I'm not going to lie. Manning scares me. I'm taking Florida in this one.
Okay.
I think the Texas win maybe by a field goal.
I think I'm going to go the same route. I just I have not seen enough from Arch Manning to make me comfortable enough for them to be 6-point road favorites. And the Swamp is a tough place to go play, no matter how bad or whatever Florida may be playing. So I think Texas wins, but it may only be by a field goal.
Here's the thing. DJ Lagway sucks. Florida's quarterback
He's been bad.
is not good. Mm-hmm. He struggles against good defenses, of which Texas has a pretty damn good defense.
True.
I don't necessarily have a ton of faith in Arch Manning, but I have a lot of faith in Sarkisian, that he's going to put together a scheme and try to take advantage of the same things Miami did to Florida a few weeks ago and just hold them to just next to nothing offensively and score when you have the opportunities to do it. So I think I'm going to go Texas in this one. I just don't have any faith in the Florida Gators at all. Can't do it.
I don't have any faith in Florida either, but I'm like, they battle tested. That's the only reason I'm going with Florida.
Okay. They're battle tested. They're losing.
I'm taking Texas, but I'm not.
You don't think
I'm not going to have them covered.
No, I know. I got you. Okay. All right. Game number 3. This one. These next two are juicy.
Yeah.
Number 16, Vanderbilt. At number 10, Alabama.
I got Vanderbilt.
3:30 on ABC. The current line, by the way, is Bama's laying 10.5 points.
What the hell?
Are you kidding? Have you watched Vanderbilt pour it on people this year?
Hey, I'm going to Vegas and betting $1,000 on Vanderbilt.
Take
right
that line
now.
all down with you 100%. Vandy all day.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I think, the thing about Alabama, they always have a fucking letdown after they go somewhere and have a big game, especially after the Georgia game. Every year they have a letdown.
Especially under Kalen DeBoer.
Yes.
Especially.
If this game was in, where is Vanderbilt? Nashville?
Yeah.
If this game was in Nashville like it was last year, I'd have a little bit more hesitation. But because it is in Tuscaloosa, I'm gonna believe Bama. I'm gonna believe Bama and believe that they're not gonna have a Georgia hangover. And I'm gonna take Bama and I'm gonna take them to cover the 10.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing about DeBoer. It's like he never, like, you think about, this worked last game, passing the ball, right? He'll go into this damn game and try to run the fucking ball and lose. I'm like, dude, you came from a conference where all you did was fucking throw the ball. You have 3 good receivers on the Bama team, and watch you try to fucking run the ball with a guy who's only played one game. I love Bam Jam, but it's like, damn, dude, you got great fucking receivers. Use them. So
guess what? Ryan Williams dropped one in the Georgia game that fell right in his bread basket.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And it could have easily gone Georgia's way that way.
He has more drop passes than anybody in the SEC.
Georgia in general has the last 2 years have dropped a ton of passes.
Yeah.
Their receivers have got butterfingers.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, last game to pick. Number 3, Miami. At number 18, Florida State. FSU coming off the upset against Virginia. 7:30 ABC. Miami's laying 4.5 at Doak.
Man, I'm taking the Canes all the way. Canes going to win this by probably 2 touchdowns because they figured out with some Florida State. If you watch the way Bama played Florida State, they try to go straight up in the middle of Florida State. Those twins ain't letting that happen when you try. When you run that edge, you're going to get places. And Miami like to hit that edge and use their receivers. So
they love the screen passing.
Yeah, Miami going to win this by. I'm taking Miami all the way.
I think Miami wins, but probably touchdown, maybe 10 points.
Yeah,
I think Florida State, they're a little upset as well, going on the road and losing to Virginia the way that they did in overtime. So I think they'll be pissed enough to stay in it, but I do think Miami wins this game.
Yeah. Well, I think also, too, Miami's defense is probably the best defense Florida State's going to see this year.
Yeah.
Like, Miami's defense is for real. Ruben Bain is a game wrecker. That secondary is tight. So unless Castellanos pulls something out of his ass that we haven't seen before, I think Miami's going to come at him hard and fast.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a little bewildered back there. So I think Miami's defense shuts them down. And, I could see it being 10-7, something like that. But, I think Miami's definitely going to win this one.
Yeah.
I also see it being 21? Yeah, sure. Depends on what Carson Beck can pull together offensively.
Yeah. Isn't Miami like one of the highest paid teams, too?
Well, yeah. They've got quite the juicy NIL fund going over there in good old Miami. The U. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week, then we're going to play our game, and we will wrap this thing up. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to a woman named Carrie Edwards. She's a Virginia resident who won $150,000 in the Powerball last month. She got 4 out of 5 Powerball numbers and the power play. So she got $50,000 for the win. The power play tripled it. She made $150,000 off one lottery ticket, then turned around and donated every dollar of it to 3 different charities. The first $50,000 went to the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration. They support those affected by early onset dementia, which was a disease she lost her husband to. And then she donated $50,000 to Shalom Farms, an organization that strives to create richer food opportunities for underprivileged residents in low-income housing. And then another $50,000 to the Navy Marine Relief Society, which provides services and programs such as educational support to assist active duty and retired sailors, Marines, and their families. And when she asked why, she donated every dollar she won. She wrote, "God is blessing me, so I can bless others."
Amen.
Big shot.
Amen.
I mean, $150,000 it's a lot of money.
Yes.
For anybody, that's kind of like, this is a good nest egg to build a retirement. She turned around and gave every dollar of it away.
Yeah, that's a really big shot. And for her to just take that money and bless other people's, especially the charities she gave to all really great charities. So
yeah, very, very deserving. Yeah, big shot.
That is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Carrie Edwards is her name. So yeah, she deserves some recognition. If you know her or see her, give her a big old hug, because
amen for that. Amen.
She's doing God's work. All right, here we go. Let's do a little bit of a media day mixer here. I got 5 questions for you. We'll see how you guys do with these. And they all have to do a little bit with what happened, stuff we learned about during media day. We're going to start with Victor Wembanyama. Man, he looked good. He looked healthy. He looked excited. He talked about, I don't know if anybody's trained harder this offseason than I have. And he could be due to the fact that he spent some time with the Shaolin monks in China. Who knows? But he obviously led the league in blocks last season, even though he missed like half the damn year. Who had more blocks behind Wembanyama last year? Was it Evan Mobley or Miles Turner?
Miles Turner.
Evan Mobley.
The point will go to Brandon Harper. Miles Turner had 144 blocks last year.
Yeah.
Mobley had $113. So he was up there. But
I should have went with Miles Turner. Evan Mobley missed more games. I should have went with the odds.
Yeah, go run with the odds, baby. Stay with the odds. All right, let's go. Chris Paul back in Clippers jersey, just in time for a massive investigation. But he looks great. Kind of had like a nice little nostalgic throwback to see Chris Paul in the Clippers gear. And it was also great to see Jeff Green back in Houston. They were talking to Jeff on the podium, and they're like, "Man, you and Kevin have been in the league for 2 decades now. How do you feel about that?" He's like, "Damn, man, why you got to bring that shit up?" So the question for you guys is, who played for more teams, Chris Paul or Jeff Green?
Jeff Green. He didn't play for half the NBA.
Yeah, I say Jeff Green too.
Oh, that's not the right one. There you go. Hey, you're both right. Yeah, that was Jeff Green. Yeah, Jeff Green played for 11 teams. He played OKC, Boston, Memphis, Clippers, Magic, Cavs, Wizards, Jazz, Rockets, Nets, and the Nuggets.
He's been around.
So yeah, you're right. He played for half the damn league. Chris Paul's played for 6. So yeah, Jeff Green by a mile. All right, LeBron turns 41 this season. We talked to Dalton Connect about it. He said, damn. Turned 41 this year. Makes him obviously the oldest active player in the league. Of these other active players, who's older? Kyle Lowry or Al Horford?
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
Both go Kyle Lowry. Yeah, Kyle Lowry by like 6 months, though.
Yeah,
not by much. Yeah, they're both, are they both 38? Yeah, they're both, 39. Sorry. Yeah, they're both 39. But Kyle's got Al by a couple months. So a little bit older. All right.
That was one of those things, too, about the draft. I think he was in the draft before Alford, right?
He may have been.
Yeah, I think it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. JJ got extended. We talked about that. He's a long way to go if he wants to catch the league's longest tenured coach, who is Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat, going into his 18th season as the head coach of the Heat. Which of these other coaches has been with their respective team longer? Ty Lue with the Clippers or Rick Carlisle with the Pacers?
Carlisle.
I'm trying to think.
Rob's doing
because I think Carlisle has also been there as an assistant.
I'm gonna go with Ty Lue just for the hell of it.
Ty Lue has been with the Clippers since October 2020. Carlisle with the Pacers since June of 2021. So it is Ty Lue. It is Ty Lue. Very good.
I don't know why. I thought Carlisle had been there. But okay.
All right. Last question.
Think about that. I'm like, hold on.
Last question. OKC waited 46 years between titles. They went from the Supersonics days. They got their title last season, obviously. We talked about the championship hangover. Which of these two teams has had the longer gap between NBA titles? The Philadelphia 76ers or the New York Knicks?
Oh, the Knicks. Because I think the Knicks, the last one was 76, and then I think the Sixers was like 83 or 84.
Philly won in 1983, 42 years ago. New York won in 1973, 52 years ago. So you both got that right. It was absolutely
Big Mo.
The New York Knicks. So there you go.
I think we tied in that game.
Yeah, you did. It was fun, though. Random stuff for Media Day, but I'm stunned that Ty Lue was with the Clippers longer than Rick Carlisle has been with the Pacers.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised by that when I read it. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, not by much, though.
Not by much. Anything from Media Day that jumped out to you guys you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I mean, Trey got asked about Pat Bev again.
Again?
In a way, somebody had asked him. Well, somebody asked. I'm not surprised somebody asked him, but it was like, how happy are you, that the city and everybody was behind you when it came to Pat Bev, and then Trey tried to play it off and said, who? Mm-hmm. And then he was like, Pat Beverly. Oh, he was like, oh, Patty. And he was like, well, I don't go back and forth with media members. He said, I respect what y'all do, and he's a part of you all now, so I'm not going back and forth with media members. And he kind of left it at that. Which he, in a sense, did go back and forth.
Yeah, I was going to say he actually launched his own podcast to respond, didn't he?
Maybe he forgot to say anymore. I'm not going back and forth with him anymore.
Yeah, maybe that was the word that was missing there. Yeah. Anything, Rob, for you? Media Day stuff?
No, since it was my anniversary, I didn't really look at anything. So I'll claim I was
you should
stuff today. Yeah,
that's why you should. That's why we do this show, so I can catch you.
I will say this. And media members ask all the questions they want to ask, fine, especially at Media Day. Me being around there for a little bit of time and being around in the media, there are just certain questions for me that I know I'm not going to ask because I know most coaches and GMs are not going to give you the answer that you're looking for. When you're asking a GM or a coach, hey, what are your projections for this year, especially, with the Hawks who ain't played together yet? What kind of answer do you think a GM or a head coach is going to give you when you ask that question? You think they're going to sit there and tell, we're going to win 50 games this year? No GM and no head coach is going to tell you that. No smart one, at least. You can have all your expectations. They got them too, but they're not going to share them with you. Why? So you can say it on the radio, say it on TV, or put it in the newspaper? No. They're not. Don't ask that question. You got to know what you're going to get from professionals like that. They're not, especially with a team that ain't played together. They're not giving you a prediction.
You know what I hate about Media Day when I was playing? You go into Media Day and you have all these people there and they want you to do these tags. Can you say, hey, I'm Robert Horry. I listen to WKRP in Cincinnati. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that shit. I would never do them. People would get mad. But I say, I don't listen to your station, so I'm not going to say that. I'm like, I'm not going to lie to people. They say, you're a lie. What station is this? Country? No, they all listen to countries. Yeah. So I would never do tags, and people would get mad. I'm like, no, I'm not doing your tag. I don't even know what fucking station this is. Could be a cult station. I don't know. So I would never do tags. People get mad at me.
It's Robert Horry from the voice of Andalusia, Alabama. Country 1015.
Shut your bum ass up, man.
Now, when I went down to Brave Spring Training this past February, we have at the station, we have tags and stuff. But we're the flagship station of the Braves, and it's nothing out of the ordinary because a lot of the players do listen to the station. And even if some of them who don't, they know the station. So we'll have them, hey, Braves country, blah, 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 listen to 680, stuff like that. So it's not anything out of the ordinary. But yeah, you're right. If it's some random podunk radio station in the middle of the country that you ain't never heard of, I'm not doing this tag. No.
So when I got to San Antonio, it was like, you don't do tags? Like, nope. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, moving on. It cuts your media day in half.
Well, why is everybody there asking you to record stuff for their stations? Are they
back-
really?
A lot of times they ask you to do tags. I don't know.
Wow,
My day and
surprised.
everybody, they probably don't do it now because of all the social media is different, So, but it was weird. I was like, no, I'm not doing it.
No. They looked at Rob, and Rob's like,
I don't give a shit.
I'm not doing it.
Only people tag I would do was big boy. Big boys I would do.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then Rob's out of media day.
Yeah.